Hello everyone.
So I've had this intermittent problem with the driver's side window not powering up. It's been like this for a couple of years. I actually had this inside door panel off one time when the window's all the way down right now and it won't go up at all. And I took the panel off, and after I took the panel off it started working again.
So I put it back together and used it as it was for another year.
Here's what it does. You can hear it. The window on the other side works fine. So I'm going to have to open this door up, take a look at it. I have a new window regulator for it, and I'll probably end up installing that. So what's holding this panel in? There's a screw in here. There's a screw on this switch panel. There's a screw over here which holds it to the door. There's no screws inside there that I can see. There's one there, one up there, one there. Well, I'll start with those and we'll see how it goes. Oh yeah, it's in there. That's a longer one. Those are about 3/4 of an inch long. This switch panel for the windows and door locks, that looks like it's a plug-in connector with 3 Phillips screws. Oh, okay. That's just for this cover. But the switches can now pass through that opening. So that's good. And yeah, I still have the battery connected. I'll probably want to disconnect that soon. Oh, there's another screw down over here. this unscrew. Yeah, it makes it a little shorter. Maybe if I lock it, makes it much shorter. All right. And let me get this side vent window out of the way. No, that doesn't help. Either the latch is in the way or the glass is in the way. Okay. Not sure why this isn't coming up. Well, that's not helping. This latch release handle is also held in with a Phillips.
It's not a Phillips. It's a hex head bolt that's impossible to get at with this interior door panel still in place.
And it's got this kind of brush to cover the hole. Makes it hard to see. I think that's a Phillips. I just moved the camera. Oh no, there's a hex head bolt in there. I think I can get it without taking that bolt out. It's very difficult to access. And this thing just needs a good pull. If you didn't guess, I figured that out off camera. FYI, there's all these plastic little expanding connectors in there. They kind of look like a screw, but they're not. They just squeeze in. So this little light socket wasn't in the hole in the door panel it was supposed to be in. It's not lit up. Let me turn on the lights here. Now that bulb is probably supposed to come on when the door opens. It's not tied to the headlights. I'll have to check that out. It's got a little push in. What you can call it. Same there, a little plastic push in with the fins. And then this internal lining here. Seems to be just taped in there. Oh, you know what? I think that's packaging tape. I probably, or someone, either I or someone put that in there. That's not original. Does a good job though. Yeah, this stuff originally had its own sticky material on it. And then that clear plastic packing tape was added at a later date. There it goes again. That's the same thing that happened last time I took this panel off. It started working. Oh, it's stuck again. Okay, I'm gonna have to look a little deeper.
I don't see anything obviously damaged or broken inside the door.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look inside a little deeper. The motor's right here on the other side of this panel. I might be able to see in a little better here if I remove the speaker. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Just unplugs from there. The thing I'm most concerned about is that the problem isn't with the window regulator, but with the motor itself. That would be a royal pain, especially since I don't have one on me.
Actually, I did. The new window regulator includes a motor. This is only the third window regulator I've ever done, so I'm still learning as I go.
Okay, the motor is connected with just a plug-in connector, like everything else.
Being able to shine the light through the speaker mount hole didn't help at all. There's nothing left to do now but remove the window regulator.
Let's see what this looks like in there. Yep. Oh, look at that. It has a new motor on it. Well, that's good. The motor's plastic, or the gearbox on the motor is plastic. In here it's cast metal. So there's 6 mounting holes in this bracket. And it's made of Chinesium. Made of Chinesium. And it's a Dorman part. Made in Chinesium. So you know how that bracket has 6 holes in it. On the door, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 connectors holding it in. And they actually look like pop rivets. So I covered everything with a sheet of plastic. This is actually an old shower curtain just to keep the debris from going into the cab. Whether I'm going to grind them or drill them, I don't want all that stuff going in there. So first I'm going to try drilling just to see if this will work.
I'm not going to bore you with what didn't work, and drilling didn't work, so let's move on to grinding.
So I'm using a 40 grit disc on a rotolock. Rotates right on there and locks on. Let's see how well this works. I'll do this one first. Just take that handle off to get it out of the way. Yeah, that got it. Now I've just got to get these 3. I don't know if you noticed, but this window is up all the way. I didn't want any glass down behind here while I was working down here. So I taped this window so it won't drop. There's one more rivet holding it, so it's going to get ready to drop. Here we go.
Unfortunately, this is the best view of what's going on I found in my footage. This is the bottom edge of the window glass. I'll put a white line here to make it show better. This is a guide track that the rotating plastic block on the end of the window regulator arm rides in. That is visible right here. This part of the rail grips the bottom edge of the glass. After removing the 4 rivets, the regulator was free to be moved around inside the door. At that point, I slid that plastic guide block out of the end of the slide rail. I thought I might have to remove this armrest support bar to make space for the regulator assembly to come out. It was a puzzle, how this was going to come out of the door in one piece. Then I discovered an easy way to take it out in two pieces. I simply removed the motor from the bracket. All it takes is 3 screws. I shouldn't have let the regulator just drop like that. There's a potential to dent the door from the inside. Then the swing arm and bracket come right out.
This arm and these gears, the teeth on this gear, seem to be in perfectly good condition. I mean, that's even tight. There's no play in it. Well, let's see if this works.
The motor on the new regulator is more compact than the original, so I found a way to fit it in without disassembling it.
If I can loosen this window guide and maybe get it to move a little bit, I can squeeze this in faster. This bar is what's blocking it.
That glass guide rail extends all the way down into the door, as far as the glass needs to travel.
That's almost it. I don't really see what's holding it. This thing's actually in the way. But that's not what's blocking it. Oh. There we go.
Unfortunately, this is the best view of what's going on I found in my footage. This is the bottom edge of the window glass. I'll put a white line here to make it show better. This is a guide track that the rotating plastic block on the end of the window regulator arm rides in. That is visible right here. This part of the rail grips the bottom edge of the glass. After getting the regulator assembly all the way inside the door, the first thing I did was to insert the plastic guide block into the end of the slide rail, here.
Okay, the new arm has a plastic block like this that rides in the bottom rail on the window glass. So the first time so as soon as I was able to get this into that slide, it slides back and forth in that rail that's attached to the bottom of the glass. That's the first thing I did. It's hanging from that right now. It's hanging from the window. As I was trying to push that new one in or pull it in, I didn't know what was keeping it. Oh, it goes this way. I didn't know what was preventing it from going in. Well, the bracket that this bolts into is down here, and it goes across to this bar, this window slide, and this cog was hitting on it. So I just had to push it down low enough to get it past, and that's when it finally went on in there. Now, in order to get this situated where it needs to be, I need some bolts, and then I have to lower the glass down enough to line these up. So let me get some bolts that fit that hole. If I can find 4 of them, that would be great. So judging by a drill bit, those holes are about a 1/4 inch. A loose fitting 1/4 inch drill bit. So a 1/4 inch bolt will work just fine in there. In order to get these holes to line up, I kept the window taped up. I plugged the motor in, reconnected the battery, and I was able to change the angle on that just by going up and down. That way I was able to align these holes. And now, I've just got to get this last one lined up and put in there. Just make sure you're not moving anything in there with your hand in there. That arm is blocking this hole. I've got to find the right position where it's not blocked. It's not blocked there, but you have to be a contortionist to get this bolt started. There it is right there. There it is. And right now these are all just finger tight. I got 4 bolts in there, 1/4 20. Okay. Okay, I want to get some nylock nuts in there. I don't have any 1/4 20 nylock nuts, even though I had some 1/4 20 bolts. So I'm going to have to make a quick home center run, which isn't so quick. It's not that close, but I got to go get them before I can finish this job. So I'll be back. I'm going to hit these spots where I ground the paint off, a little primer before I go. Just to slow down any rust that might be occurring in the future. Well, that's one of the bolts from the original window regulator. It's working backwards. The top of the button is supposed to go up and it's going down. It's the opposite of the other window. Which means they have this assembled incorrectly. This plug. I'll have to reverse those. Okay, that's correct. I ran out of patience. I gave up trying to get those connectors apart and reversed. So I just cut the wires and I spliced black to red and red to black to reverse the direction of the motor. So now down on both sides is down and up is up. These screws are all too long, so I'm going to cut them off just above the nut. Always tighten by hand. Never drive them in with an impact. You don't want to strip them out. I'm gonna put this handle back on. There it is.
Did you see that flicker in the video? My GoPro just flaked. From this point in this video segment, there's sound but no motion images, so I cut it here.
So I don't know when I lost the camera. It died on me. The battery was completely dead. But I got the panel all reinstalled. The little door light is working. The locks are working. Let me turn on the power. The windows on both sides are working the way they're supposed to. So hopefully that's it. It'll last forever now. That's another job off the list. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching. Please take a moment to like and subscribe.